Hey beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If you're new on this channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I bet you no regrets whatsoever. You're going to learn a lot from this channel. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I see what you guys are doing. Thank you for your support. I sincerely appreciate it. So today's tutorial will be on how to make a hip and butt pad. We are not just making a hip and butt pad, we are going to make it as realistic as possible. If you've been making yours and it's been having bulky lines, we are going to fix it in this tutorial. It's very detailed, so please make sure you watch to the end. So let's get right into it. Welcome back, guys. So the materials we'll be needing are your foam. This is a 1/2 inch foam. We need your Evo stick, the carpenter's gum. We need your rough and smooth sandpaper, and we need our hairstay and your bust ham. So the next video is how to measure your underbutt. So you tie a rope around your waist and measure to the butt crack. So this is for a high waist. So if you're making a low waist skirt or a tight, wherever you put your trouser, wherever you put your skirt, just tie the rope around that area and measure from there to your butt crack. That's your underbutt measurement. So to draft the hip and butt pad, we'll be needing our skirt pattern. Please, even if you want to make a tight, use your skirt pattern. If you do your drafting on a trouser pattern, the results are not the same. So I'll definitely recommend this one, the skirt pattern. So the measurement we'll be needing is our underbutt, measurement, your waist to underbutt. So please, when taking this measurement, please make sure you're putting on a tight. So when you get the underbutt, you place it directly from your waist, how you measured it, and rule out the line. I'm going to come down from the waist by 1 inch. I had already marked that already. I'm going to go up from the knee by 2 inches. On the hip line, from the center back, we go out by 1 inch, and on the underbutt line you mark 3.5 inches. On the waistline you come down by 1 inch. So we have 4 points: 1 inch, 1 inch, 3.5 inch, and 2 inch. So you are going to take your ruler, this particular type of ruler. I would recommend this. Watch the way I place it and connect it from the waist to the center back line. Mind you, this is the back we are drafting. See the way I placed the ruler? You connect it to the underbutt line, then you turn it the other way around and connect it to the knee line. So we are just going to blend that part because we don't need sharp edges, and we are done. It's very simple. Let's go to the front pattern. You come up by 2 inches on the knee, come down by 1 inch from the waist. Remember, I don't put that on my skirt pattern. I just put this one to use it as a guide for the hip and butt pad. So that's like your bust span measurement. So we just connect the 3 lines from your waist to the hip line, and then you turn the ruler the other side and connect to the knee, and we are done. Your pattern is ready. It's very simple. Next we'll be closing the darts. Remember, I'm closing the darts on my back skirt pattern, and when we are placing the hip pad, the dart will be closed. So that's why I'm closing it on the pattern right now to draw out the line. So if you're not putting a dart on your skirt pattern, you can leave it like this. But if you're putting a dart, please close it up and rule out the line. So now it's time to trace it on a piece of paper. Please don't be like me. Use a paper tape and close down the dart temporarily, and after tracing you can remove it. So take your time while doing this. It's not difficult to trace. So after tracing out, don't forget to label your center back, side back, up and down, so that we'll know the pattern correctly, especially if you're a beginner. If you're not yet familiar with it, just go ahead and label. That will cut that out. So we are going to proceed to cutting on the foam. Remember, if you're drafting on a trouser pattern, you're not going to get this kind of shape. That's why I recommend use a skirt pattern for your drafting. Get our Evo stick. We are going to apply them to the sides. I know you guys are familiar with, sewing the sides, but this time we'll be making use of Evo stick gum. Please be generous with your gum when applying it. Take your time. You can see the work of the hip pad is not in the drafting. It's in the foam itself. That's where the work is. After applying your gum, allow it to air dry for at least 2 minutes, so that it won't be sticky. This was 4 a.m. I was really tired, so I could not wait for it to get dried. Beginning from the tip, you have your center front, your front and back pattern. Beginning from the tip, just start joining them together. If I allowed it to air dry, I won't be struggling to, make it stick together. It will just stick once. So you see why I said you should allow it to air dry. And our hip and butt pad is 50% ready. You can see it's coming together gradually. So I'm sorry if I keep mixing the foams, taking one from another. So the next is to rule out the lines. We are going to be using 2 inches. Look at this picture over here. You can see the bulkiness. This was when I newly made the hip pad. That was it last year? And that was 1 inch. So it was when I went for an upgraded course I learned this technique. So because this is a hip of 30s for a teenager, so I used 2 inches. But when you're working with a wider hip, you can do 2.5 or even 3 inches. So we are going to trim out to at least 0.25. We want it really flat. I don't know if you've seen foreign pads. Foreign pads are really they're like pancakes. Let me use that word, pancakes. So that's what we are trying to achieve here, a very flat surface. So since this is a 1/2 inch foam, start by trimming out 0.25 inch. So that's the aim. So if you watched to this point, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you learned one or two and you gained value from it. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll take our rough sandpaper, and what we want to do is blend the place that you did not trim. Blend it so that it can be equal with the place that you trimmed. Do you get? Blend it in a way that it will look like one. That's the secret to avoid bulky lines. The video is not doing justice. You might think they are equal, by what you're seeing, but when you're handling the foam, you will see that no, these things are not equal. So when you're working with this sandpaper, you would see the result yourself. So just blend the edges and make sure that they look blended. And when you're done, you can take the smooth sandpaper and just smoothen it out. And you can see the result. This is beautiful. So we'll go ahead to the pressing table. We want to cover it up with an hairstay. So place your hairstay over it and iron from inside out. And while cutting your hairstay, will leave 1/2 inch allowance around it, so that we can weave it. If you don't have a weaving machine, you can just sew on that 1/2 inch. So see the way I'm pressing it from inside out. And please be gentle when ironing so that we will end up having a flat butt pad. So in a bit I'll be making use of the bust ham. I use the bust ham to support it, to support the curves. So iron from inside out. After ironing, it's time to sew round 1/2 inch. I've done that already and I trimmed out the excesses, so place it on the lining. Please, the way I placed it on the lining is wrong. When you're doing yours, please turn it the other way around. On the pattern, we came down by 1 inch, but since this is the lining, we have 1/2 inch seam allowance. That's why we are coming down by 1.5 inch. You place your hip pad. Follow the center line. You can see the gum line showing. Use that as a guide and place it on your side seam allowance. You pin down, then you stretch out the lining. Stretch it out and pin down. And we are going to sew 1/2 inch round. So I've done that. I bet you this is so beautiful. If it would fit my mannequin, I would have worn it, but if you need to be convinced, there's a video on my channel when I did a about the mermaid skirt, the hip and butt contour, you can see my mannequin, the hip pad on my mannequin is the same formula, the same drafting method. So try yours, and I'll be waiting for your feedback. If you have further questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If there's a tutorial request you want me to do, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.